Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Not So Normal Rugby Show. Of course, it's me, your boy RCV, and my man LC. Lekker week so fair, how's it, brother?
Hallelujah, RCV. Good to be back. All is well. Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically well. It's been a week of a lot of change in certain scenarios, which we will get into later. A lot of things now confirmed club rugby wise, and I'm excited to also be here at sort of the home of rugby in some sorts, you know. You could call it that. Florida Park, it's a place where you've played before. It's a place that a lot of players, and we'll hear about some of those players later on, that have graced the field here in Ravensmead. It's a beautiful place. It's really good facilities, and it's always been one of the places that I hated coming to in terms of, as a supporter, coming here, and even as a coach, coming here and going up against Tigerberg. It's always been fiery. And it's lovely being here, man.
Yeah, it's lovely being here, lovely being in Ravensmead, in Tigerberg. Like you said, I have played here against Tigerberg, played here when I was a young boy already, when we used to come here to play in like sevens tournaments and stuff like that. So Tigerberg has definitely been a home. It's definitely been a good grounds for rugby in the Western Cape. So it's good coming here, and it's also good to see the hospitality that Tigerberg have. We've got the cool drinks, we've got the waters. They're sorting us out. So it's all is well here, and we just hope and we believe that good things are still to come here from this great rugby club.
Yeah, definitely. We do, however, have to, at this point, we want to take our time out to send our sympathies, our deepest sympathies and condolences to the family of the young man who lost his life on the field on Saturday, the Stellenbosch Coronations player. We don't have his name, but to you guys at the club and to the family, we would like to send out a big hug and just let you guys know that we're thinking about you, we're praying for you in these times, and we know that the Lord is just going to be a blessing through this entire period for you, and this season too shall pass. It's a season of hurt that they're going through, and us as a club rugby fraternity, we feel it. It hasn't happened in a while. Yeah,
when you sent me the message this morning, or last night, CV, I was kind of disrupted in your spirit, because we spoke about it the other day, about being box smart and all these things, about head collisions and about vision zero that the box smart has. And now obviously with this happening, now you have to go even deeper into that, to look at the contact skills, avoiding heavy head collisions. So now even more so to imply vision zero, because one is already too much.
Yeah, definitely. We just want to also give a big shout out to everybody that helped on the field of play. The referee Wesley, you did an amazing job, and everybody at Temperance Cities as well. Thank you so much for what you did on the field. Our heart is with you guys, and we really don't have words to describe how grateful we are, and we can't seem to imagine what you guys are going through at this moment, but just know that you're in our thoughts and in our prayers. Back to the show.
Yep.
And it's been a tough weekend. You had a brilliant game on Saturday.
Fantastic match. We hosted the match between UCT and Falls Bay at the Green Mile. Good attendance from the crowd there at UCT as well. We had the site was quite full, but all in all, it was a great rugby match. Great skill that was on display in the Super League A. Obviously, a top of the lot clash. Both teams wanting to go to the top there. So a lot of pressure as well, and it was good to see how those players handled that pressure. Yeah, so very exciting match. Here are the highlights of this one.
They're in the forwards, he's been flown out. Anfafiri gets a good pass away to Nomzanga. He gets it away, Johnson, Freilang. It has to come out wide. It's gonna be a try for Mr. Kivyati. Again, a good scrum by the forwards. Freilang plays more than small, he runs straight into a gap. He's got Darren Yaft on his outside. And it's Darren Hawk who scores on his return. It's gonna come out to the backs here. John Fryland, long pass out. Try time. It's Darren after. He's knocked it. Rose, Hayes, McLeod Smith again. Now McLeod Smith is here on the outside. One of the replacements. Lot of short, big tackle coming in again by Falls Bay. They're lining them up now. This time it's Arends climbing in there. So Lig Arends climbing in for Falls Bay. Rose. Long pass out low. He's in the gap. Try time with a big low.
And that was the highlights between UCT and Falls Bay, live from the Green Mile. Hershey V, the VP Club Rugby, once again booming.
Yeah, it is, and it's interesting, these results coming through there, the Bay doing what they needed to do to eventually, I mean, they sit pretty on top of that log. There was another result that was very interesting to the both of us, because it's something that we didn't expect, but it's the biggest victory by margin this year.
90 points, CV. So NTK going down at home against Valley, going down 5 points to 95, losing by 90 points, biggest margin of the year, and with that going down to the Super League B, CV.
The playoffs. They have a playoff.
Ooh, they're gonna play in the playoff,
They've
eh?
got a playoff, so we'll get to that in a bit. But let's just run through that top 6 quickly. It's Falls Bay now securing that top spot.
Yeah, so Falls Bay have not yet secured the top spot. Obviously, UCT have to play against Tygerberg this weekend. UCT, if they do win with a bonus point, they will go into second place. Durbell is going to Stellenbosch to play Marties. If Marties or if Durbell wins by a bonus point, they will be on top of the log. But they need to win by like a margin of 30 points.
Yeah, that's where points difference comes in now as well.
So Durbell have to still all to play for in this the last week of the Super League A. So Durbell having to go to Marties there.
To Stellenbosch, to Craven, it's tough. It's tough.
Marties not being Marties this year. Again, almost Tygerberg almost also coming away with a victory over them this weekend. The score there between Tygerberg and Marties, 26 points to 14 in Stellenbosch. So
That's not bad.
You give Durbell a shot there?
I think Durbell will win, but I don't think they'll get a bonus point.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But now, a lot of permutations still for the top of the log, because that's going to determine obviously playoff opponents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Relegation zone, it is confirmed now. SK Warmers and Paul going down.
Yeah, SK Warmers and Paul going down. Obviously, SK Warmers going down to Brackenfell, 43 points to 7 this weekend. And Paul also losing to UWC. That means that they are going down, HCV. And if we look at the teams that in the Super League B, who's looking like they are the top. Helderberg there in the Super League B, comfortable.
Already secure a semi-final.
Helderberg have won like all their matches. They've been unbeaten this year. They've got 69 points out of the total 70 points that was on offer. So they've been in reckless form. Hands and Hearts also there in the second place. And then the playoffs will be decided between St. George's, Bella, All Saints and Belleville. Now obviously the one that loses the third and fourth playoff match, they will play against, or the one that wins the third and fourth playoff match, they will play against NTK for that spot in the Super League A.
Interesting permutations. That's all going to amount to what happens at President's Cup final day, because that's when promotion relegation as well goes down. That's another year for NTK playing promotion relegation. They've been quite consistent in doing that. I'm not bad-mouthing the club. I'm just saying it should be cause for concern for a club in such stature. I mean, I spoke to Mr. Peter Uester, which you will hear about in just a bit, and he was speaking about how great that club was, a couple of years ago. So it's difficult to see the club there, but it's something we need to maybe try and do better in terms of how we approach things in the Super League A. This is not your normal league, You play against some semi-professional guys here.
Yeah, you're playing against some semi-professional guys. Like if we look at the UCT game against Falls Bay, if you look at the Falls Bay team, many men have already played. There were even international players that were playing there. I mean, Godwin Magenje coming back from international duty with Zimbabwe. They've got some really good players there at Falls Bay, quality players, guys that have played Varsity Cup, guys that have gone through the system. Dylan Fryland looked really good. And even the scrum half of Falls Bay, really talented player, Niaz Johnson. I think really him and Labib Kanamay of Unimil, two standout scrum halves in the Super League. And obviously Darian Hawk also coming through there. Men that have had the how can I say, the iron tested, you know.
Yeah.
So if you want to, if you are in TK's position, you need to look at where is the problem, where is the source of the problem, why are we sitting here, and just recalibrate and see how we can fix things and get ourselves up there on the log, CB.
Yeah, definitely. We wish all the teams all the best in the playoffs, both for the promotion relegation and of course for the Super League A guns as well. We are now going to our At the Club segment, and I had the privilege to speak to somebody that's well known in the rugby fraternity across the world, Mr. Peter Jooste. Well, welcome to our At the Club insert, and of course we are at this beautiful facility, a club that's rich in history, but I'm not going to say too much about it because we are joined by a man that is well known in the rugby fraternity. Mr. Peter Jooste, welcome to Club Rugby Live and the Not So Normal Rugby Show. It's an absolute honor to have a distinguished member of the rugby fraternity with us to talk a little bit more about Tygerberg Rugby Club.
Yeah, thank you, Hirsch. First of all, thanks a lot for the invite. I'm quite honored to be here tonight and to give you some sort of background about Tygerberg Rugby Club. Tygerberg Rugby Club was established in 1992. You know, in the old dispensation, we had basically 3 clubs in this area. There was Tigers Rugby Club, and then you had Young Eagles Rugby Club, and you had Ravensmead United Rugby Club. So 1991, with the new dispensation coming, we started to talk each other, and we said, let's form one rugby club in the area to bring all our people together and form one big club, which actually worked out for us well. And now the club I belonged to, his name was Tigers. It was a very well-known top club in the area. Then when we get together, we said, okay, let's call the club's name Tygerberg, because Tygerberg was a rugby union before that, that operated in this area, the northern suburbs. Was a very well-known rugby union right across the country. So for marketing purposes, we used the name Tygerberg, which worked out so well for us. When we call that amalgamation, we call it Tygerberg Rugby Club. I think since 1992 with the establishment, the club started to grow as one of the biggest club in club rugby in Western Province, especially from the previously disadvantaged areas and people. We started off in the 2nd league in the Western Province, and it wasn't too long then we started to play in the Super League.
You guys won the Super League.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of people know it, but Tygerberg won the Super League in 1998.
98, yes. So, and it became a well-known club, you know, we had a big following. When we go play, people coming from across the country when Tygerberg play, when we were in the Super League, in the top league, we play Marties or one of the top teams, the people come from all over the country, Worcester, from Graaff-Reinet, from Port Elizabeth to come watch that game. And I think since then, you know, we was just followed by everybody. You know, there was lots of people coming to watch us. When we play against Stellenbosch, there's easily 15,000 people, 10, 12 buses going from this area to Stellenbosch to go watch the game. Wherever we're going, if we go play in Port Elizabeth or all over, there's 2 or 3, 4 buses, people following us. And I think through that, because the policy of the club was and the philosophy was that, you know, is to bring the community together. The players understand that, you know, with all the suffering our people had in the economical situations and that at least they make the people happy for that weekend.
Yeah, and
You know.
speaking of the people, you guys have a massive following, as you said.
Yes.
Where you go, there's always a
There's
lot of
always
people
a lot.
attending the game. How important is that support and then flowing back into the community by getting the community involved, especially in terms of development and rugby development? Tigerberg with its junior structures, how are you guys balancing that almost semi-pro amateur league stuff into the development side as well?
Well, with the inception of the new dispensation, you know, with the rugby club Tigerberg, we also amalgamated a couple of the schools around here. There's 2 high schools and about 6 primary schools. We amalgamated them and make that our junior club. That was like the feeder for the rugby club, which performed so well over the years. We had some players playing, making the Craven Week because Tigerberg Junior Club was playing in the top schools league as well. Play against some of the top schools, like Paul Roos and those guys. They play against them, and we had every year players coming through, and hence the reason the existence of Tigerberg for so long and doing so well for so, you know. Even after that, you know, we also produce a couple of Springboks that play for us, Springbok Sevens, guys that play for Western Province, in the junior teams of Western Province and the senior team. Some play Curry Cup, you know, and as I said, some become Springboks, which was very good for us. Then over the years, and then obviously we didn't have a stadium like this, and I myself had to make myself available in the early 80s to become chairman of the sports complex here, and I had to go fight with the municipality those days to build a stadium for us. And after that, the stadium was built. Everybody wanted to play here. The Springboks come train here. Western Province come train here. We play Western Province games here. We play junior Springbok games here, junior Western Province games. Overseas clubs come playing here, and you know, which was so good for our community. We had top-class people coming here like Zinzen Broek and
Yeah,
Garrick
that's exactly what I wanted to speak about, because this is sacred ground.
Yes.
Especially for the community and the people in and around
Yeah.
the area, and for club rugby in general. This is a place where a lot of people have tackled and scored tries. And,
Yeah.
and apart from Zinzen Broek, can you name some other
Local
players?
guys, John de Villiers and Skalk Burger, all of them played here, and some of the top Western Province boys that becoming Springboks, they was playing here and they enjoyed themselves here. And you know, if you go today to Skalk Burger and you ask him, where is the best field to play on, he will say, if you're not played at Tigerberg, then you won't become a top class player. So that's how Skalk feel about that. So all of them played here. They enjoy it. Many top boys coming here to play here, as I said, overseas, and Springboks that also come train here. So yes, the club was good for the community, and the community was good for the club. The support that they get from the community, and then obviously the players, as I said, we impress that upon them, that they have to understand that they at least they have to do well to make the community happy on a Saturday or on the weekend. So that's why you had quite a bit of happy people on a Saturday after they come around. So that's how we go along. And then in 1998, we was privileged to bring over 3 Maori players. It was very good for us. We brought them over. And we done so well that year, the 2 years that we won the Super League of Western Province. We were the top team, and I think we were the only previously disadvantaged club that won
the Super
the
League.
Super League of Western Province, which is a very tough league because you sit with the 3 universities here. You sit with top clubs like Unimilitant, Hamilton's, Falls Bay, Villages. All of them were top teams over the years. Sparrow was a top team. So, and Tigerberg performed quite well over the years in that. So, yes, obviously at late, you know, with COVID coming in, the club struggles a little bit. a lot of things happen to the community, a lot of things happen to the club here. There's, break-ins, vandalism, those sort of things happen at late and which make it quite difficult
Yeah, it
for the
puts a
club.
little bit of a damper on
Put a
what the
damper
club is doing.
on for the club. The officials, they always have to worry, they always have to fight, they always have to fix up things that have been broken, a whole lot of those sort of things happening, which is it's very difficult for them. But yes, I think the club's still doing well. They're winning the important games. But I think with most of the clubs, after this COVID pandemic, will take a while to be on top again.
Yeah, it'll take
Because for 2 years the boys didn't play rugby, the clubs were standing still, nothing happened around the organization. So now it will take a bit of a while for them to get to the top again. And it's not only Tigerberg, most of the other clubs is in the same situation.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's why we're here. We just want to obviously showcase the club. And Tigerberg's doing fantastic work in the community as well as in the league. Just missing out on that top 6 berth, which would have given them a playoff spot. But there's always next year. And I want to say thank you, Mr. Joost, for coming onto the show and just sharing a little bit more about Tigerberg. And we wish you guys nothing but the best. Can't wait to come and stream some games here next season. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll be back after this. Lucian, Mr. Peter Joost, an absolute legend of South African rugby.
Yeah, Mr. Peter Joost, the absolute legend. You know, when he came here to the stadium and I walked in, he was standing there. And such a, just walking into his presence, man, you can feel the humbleness and
What a big love for club rugby.
a big love for club rugby, RCB, and just shaking his hand and getting to have a chat. Such a humble guy and such a generous guy. He's done so much for rugby, for club rugby, over the past years, decades even, RCB. So we wish him nothing but the best with his future endeavors, whatever he puts his hands to, may that be successful. And nothing but the best for him and for his family. And whatever he takes on, may he see good fruits coming off of that, RCB.
Speaking of good fruits, we were in the Boland for a couple of games and we're going to show you these highlights right now. Mauriceburg and Westbank, and I had the privilege of going to Robertson this weekend for Rangers versus Villa.
In besit daar deur Liedeman. Hier is probleme. Westbank wat eerste punte aanteken vir se 8. Met 9 minute verspeeltyd verstreek in die tweede helfte. Westbank met 'n teenaanval met 'n aanval. Skippers, Gavin Skippers in 'n gaping. Nog steeds Skippers kan hy die doellyn haal. Verseker nee. Hy gee die bal na binne. Nalare. Wat afbroek. Gelukkig vind hy nie sy springer nie. Bal word afgeneem deur die Brian Klaasse van Mauriceburg. Marcus Alcaste in besit. Bietjie reg op goeie verdediging deur Tyriek Liedeman. Marcus speel vir die kaptein daar. Mitsels deur Marcus. Goeie aangee. Hier's probleme. Goeie werk daar deur die heel agter. Brendan Erasmus. Lefleer. Roskopie. Bal wat regs spring. Nog 'n 3 vir die manne van Westbank. Kaptein Mitsels op skrimskakel. Boys. Hier daarvoor van Wyk. Van Wyk wat sy man klop. Van Wyk na buite. Weer eens Christel Januar. Ons het 'n bal daar in nommer 2. Hy gee die bal vir nommer 3 en as die nuwe loskakel wat Villa nou mee proef. Wat daar so mooi loop hier daar in die skrimskakel wat dan die bal moet gee. Hulle so het dit verby. Villa ry die doellyn. Villa ry die doellyn. Daar gaan hy van Villa.
Daar is hulle set hom op net so 'n paar meter voor die doellyn na Duan Bredenkamp. Sywer die bal opvat. Dit kom weer wyd na Isaac toe. Hy sien 'n gaping. Try time! Hulle nog steeds met die bal. Souls, Conradi. Hy gooi die bal wyd. Pariagi. Bietjie laat gevat daar, maar as die 13.
Fire.
Is Fire met die bal. Jacobs.
Hy word platgetrek net voor die doellyn. Skeieregter sê nee, ons speel aan. Is nog altyd Rangers op die attack. En dis Ashwell Souls wat die bal gaan insit vir hierdie skram. Seva Padiagi. As Ashwell Souls, hy gee hom 'n Tame, hy druk dit 3 aan die hoek. Vir meneer Bastian vra om die Standard Bank Man of the Match Award vir jou te gee. Sterkte vorentoe.
Baie dankie.
Yep, those were the highlights coming out of Boland. Lekker game in Robertson, that much I can tell you, because I was there. And the vibe was lekker. Never say die park is what they call it. And the place was packing. There was people singing and it was almost like a festival of rugby. But that's how it gets in the Boland.
Yeah, that's how Boland rugby is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's an absolute vibe, man. But it's one of those vibes where it's
Lekker, man.
Altyd lekker in Boland. It's one of those vibes where you are so you're so enticed by the fact that the crowd is singing and the crowd's up and they're cheering for every single try. Even if there was a lot of unforced errors in the game. But even through all of that, they were still cheering, they were still singing, they were still motivating their team, and that's the cool thing about rugby in the Boland, you know. And we're gonna run through those results and logs really quickly. We're gonna start with Wit Central.
Yeah. Let's start with the Wit Central. I'm just gonna read the results quickly. Bella Vista beating Ceres 57-9. Roses won 24-10 versus Wolseley. Hamlet in that Ceres derby coming away with a victory over Delicious 32 points to 29. Temperance losing at home to Hillcrest 18 points to 38. And Evergreens beating Mutants 43 points to 28.
Yeah, it's clear now. Bella Vista, Roses and Hamlet. It's a three-way fight for those top positions. Bella on 66, Roses on 65, Hamlet on 64. It's all to play for.
HCV, there's the saying that goes like this. Hulle sê, the stuff in die Boland. Hallelujah. So the toughest will survive the HCV, whether it be Hamlet, whether it be Roses, or whether it be Bella Vista, who are still unbeaten. It's all to play for there in the Wit Central League.
Overberg, there was a shock of a result in Gansbaai, but I'll have you run through that.
Yeah, the Overberg, Genadendal losing at home to Houston 18 points to 49. Black Leaves and Caledon playing to a stalemate 20 points to 20. And Botterfield winning Atlantics 41 points to 40 at home. Garabou winning Kleinmond 23 points to 22.
They beat. There was quite some beatings taken there in the Overberg. But on the log-wise, Caledon now still on top there, Austin in second. But it kind of opens up the door to Rangers Bredasdorp, who's not far behind, and they've played a game less, as well as Safco, to just sneak into the top two positions there.
Yeah, it's all to play for. There's 4 games left now, HCV, of the league. The league is coming towards a point now. So now, you can't now say, after these 4 games, if I just did that, if I just played a little bit harder, if I just trained a little bit harder, if we just had more sessions. No. Now is the time. 4 matches left. It's now time to give everything, because you don't want to live with the regrets at the end of the day, HCV.
Nou moet jy jou staal kan wys.
Ja, jy moet kan wys.
Soos in Afrikaans. Maar staal het nie dikte nie. So enige iemand wen op die dag. En gepraat van wen in die Swartland, ons het natuurlik daai result daar, Wesbank en Mauriceburg. Kies toch.
Mauriceburg. Ja, Mauriceburg. Staf van die Boland. Wesbank het Mauriceburg toe gegaan en vir hulle gaan wen na 20 punte teenoor 24. En Good Hopes het vir Korenberg pak gegee 55-10 HCB. Maar kyk, ons moet eintlik ons kan 'n bietjie gesels in Afrikaans oor die Swartland. Ek het met die ouens in die Boland probeer kontak maak natuurlik oor die situasie rondom die hele Darling en die ander spanne, Abbotsdale en hy manne. Kyk, want die liga kom nou na 'n punt waar mens moet weet wat gebeur met daai ouens se punte. Gaan dit wees hulle het games gespeel? Hoe gaan dit nou werk daarso? So ons gaan vir julle up to date hou wanneer as hy inligting het release, soos dit so gou as moontlik.
Ja, definitief. Wesbank lyk asof hulle klaar daai top spot gaan secure daar met 4 games oor 60 punte en dan Abbotsdale en Darling, never despair. Is nog altyd spanne wat daai playoffs kan maak. Mauriceburg self het nog 'n kans, so ons gaan definitief, soos Lucien sê, meer inligting het en ja,
Ja.
Wat se results het ons nog?
Ja, as ons kyk in die Weskus, natuurlik Saldanha teruggespring na hulle verloor laasweek teen St Helena. Hulle wen vir Paternoster weg van die huis af.
Hy het ons 'n bietjie ge-expect, né? Na ons verlede week in Saldanha was. So
Ja, hulle wil teruggekom het, hulle wil gewys het waar David die wortels begrawe het. Ja, so Saldanha wen vir Paternoster weg van die huis af 9 punte teenoor 30. Young Hearts verloor teen Vredenburg 15-34. Mamre wen vir Langebaan by die huis 41 punte teenoor 15. Hopefield verloor teen St Helena by die huis 3-24 en Piketberg vat pak op Rhino Park 10 punte teenoor 50 teen Veldrif.
Saldanha St Helena leading the way there. Vredenburg ook in minne kans, weer eens 'n three-way fight vir hy top 2 positions. Dit lyk asof dit baie lekker gaan in daai seksie ook, maar
As die Weskus brood, as
die Weskus brood, wat gebeur met die Weskus brood?
Die Weskus brood maak die eisters groot.
Yes.
So, wat meer kan ons verwag tussen hy spanne, hulle gaan dit uitspook tot aan die einde toe as jy wie so. Ons sien uit om te kyk wat daar gaan gebeur in die Weskus natuurlik. Ons wil graag hy groot is, wil ons uitsaai so Saldanha teen 'n Langebaan, Saldanha teen 'n Vredenburg, ja, gaan ons graag wil uitsaai en dan is St Helena teen 'n Vredenburg ook as hy game nog op die kaarte is.
Ja, dis definitief iets wat ons na uitsien. By die Breë Langeberg logs net voor ons daar na die results en die logs na toe gaan, ons net vir almal weer eens net in kennis stel dat die tyd van die skeieregter is nie noodwendig die tyd wat ons het nie. We don't have the communication in order to know what the referee's time is. We can try our best, but we want to let everybody in the Breë Langeberg region know that the referee, and this is something that I think a lot of people should remember, is a law, that the referee is the sole judge of time and advantage.
Okay.
It's a law. It's something that is written down. So it's something that we need to respect as supporters, as coaches, as presenters, as commentators. So whether on screen it said 38 minutes played and it was halftime, whether it said 70 minutes played at the second half and the referee decided the game was done, the referee is the sole judge of time and advantage. It's up to the referee. Nonetheless, I think I cleared that up, some clarity on that.
Were there still 2 minutes on our clock and the game was blown off? Is that what I think I saw something like that?
2 minutes before, it was 38 minutes on our clock and it was half time. 38 minutes, 34 seconds. Then it was 78 minutes and 22 seconds.
Okay.
And the ref decided the game was done. But at the end of the day, his time is not what our time. Rangers Robertson, 28 points to 22. Lekker in die Breë Langeberg, they still up there, up at the top.
Yeah, they still up there. The other results in the Breë Langeberg, Swellendam verloor teen Robertson Town by die huis 21 punte teenoor 31. Montetjie Villagers verloor by die huis as jy weet teen Young Hamiltons 33 punte teenoor 35. En Protea klop vir Montetjie Town 29-25. En Toupark, ek dink hulle is heel onderaan hy punte leer. Hulle verloor weer eens hierdie keer teen McGregor 17 punte teenoor 24.
Ja, Staita bo, Ashton, Montetjie Club, Robertson Town, Rangers Robertson. Het lyk amper asof daai four-way fight amper na hier na einde se kant toe kom met daai twee Robertson teams wat 7 en 8 punte voor Montetjie Club en Ashton is, maar ons het ook natuurlik Noordweste.
Ja, die Noordweste Eagles wen Naalskrabaat en Delicious 29 punte teenoor 28. Young Spurs verloor by die huis teen Invincibles 13 punte teenoor 30. Excelsior vat pak teen Citrusdal 15 punte teenoor 60 en Elands Bay verloor teen die Marines 16 punte teenoor 27.
Ja, Delicious en Citrusdal, hulle lead die way daarso in die Noordweste 54 en 50 punte en natuurlik is Eagles en Invincible 45 en 44 ookie te ver agter nie. So het gaan tyd wees vir daai top 12 spots. All to play for in Boland.
All to play for in the Boland at the moment. As ek net hy top 12 kan lees volgens puntestand op die oomblik. Topspot Bella Vista, tweede Roses, 3 Hamlet, al 3 Wit Sentraal. In die 4de plek Caledon, 5de Saldanha van die Weskus, 7 Robertson Rangers van Breë Langeberg, 8 Houston van die Oeverberg, 9 St Helena van die Weskus, 10 Robertson Town, 11 Delicious van die Noordweste en 12 Vredenburg van die Weskus. So ja, as jy die 4 wedstryde oor, ons het nou die dag nog gepraat, hierdie is 'n marathon. Nie 'n sprint nie, die marathon is besig om nou, die ander manne is besig om uit te val. Is nou die Keniane wat nou gaan moet deurkom.
Ja, maar is 'n pity dat werkie soos ons dit nou gesê het. Ek bedoel dan sou al 3 wat sentraal spanne daar gewees het.
Ja.
Dis iets wat ons definitief moet aan dink om vorentoe te gaan. Die beste spanne moet in die top 12 wees. Maar nietemin gepraat van spanne. Ons is hier by Florida Park en Tygerberg Rugby Club en ons is bevoorreg om nog iemand wat in die rugby familie eintlik geen introduction nodig het. Ons praat op Coach's Corner met coach Chris October. Well, it is that time, Coach's Corner, where we have a chat, as you know, every week to either the head coach or the assistant coach of the club where we are at. And we are privileged enough tonight to be joined by the head coach at Tygerberg Rugby Club, Mr. Chris October. Coach, how's it? Are you well?
Yeah, no complaints. God is good.
Yes, all the time indeed. This is that part of the show where we delve into you as a person, as a coach, and then of course moving into what you do at the club as well. So tell the viewers a little bit more about Chris October. How did it start for you as a rugby coach?
Yeah, thank you, Asho. Thank you for the opportunity, and yeah, thank you for the great work that you guys are doing in giving exposure to, you know, to especially the disadvantaged clubs. So welcome at the House of Pain, the home of Tygerberg Rugby Club. Just very briefly, I'm obviously coming through the structures of Western Province Rugby. I've coached schools rugby for years, head coach of the Cravenwick side 3 years. We've won a Cravenwick. And then I became SA Schools coach, so I had the privilege of coaching the South African Schools Team 3 3 times. So 2009, 2012, 2013. Yeah, and then I've moved on. Obviously, I've coached club rugby as well, clubs like Bellville, Kuils River, and now I'm at Tygerberg, yes.
Beautiful story indeed. That's one of those journeys that we, especially as colored coaches, we don't really see a lot of the coaches coming through. It's very difficult as well. So your skill set indeed is it's a cut above the rest, because what you guys are doing at Tygerberg now, you're playing a fantastic brand of rugby, and as we can see in the background, the players are training, they are committed to training. How important is it for the players at an amateur club to really buy into what the coach wants to do and get here on a Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, almost professional-like setup that you guys have got here at Tygerberg?
Yeah, so look, to be honest with you, when I arrived here, the club wasn't training on a Monday evenings, and I said we have to make a paradigm shift in order for us to become a competitive side. We have finished the last couple of years mid-table, around about 8th, 9th, and in order for us to change that picture, and especially the lock position, we had to change something. And for me, that change had to start with a mind shift that we had to make. It was tough at the beginning, very low numbers, but once the guys, and especially the players, once they saw and they realized that we are serious in pushing the Monday training sessions and how important it is, and it obviously paid dividends as we moved along during the course of the year, yes.
Yes, Coach Chris. Lekker om hier so te wees, Coach. But just one thing from me, I'll ask another one later. Coach, obviously getting players here as a coach, normally it is expected as a coach to get players here as well. How have you gone about that business? Have you brought in new players as well? And have they bought in to the vision here at Tygerberg Rugby Club?
To be honest with you, we are actually very grateful that this community is obviously feeding the club. So we hardly actually brought in players. The greatest challenge this year was actually low player numbers and player depth. The only players that we really brought in was, I think, 2 or 3 players from tight 5 players from the Eastern Cape, but otherwise it was just homebred players. Yes.
Yes, coach. Obviously, that homebred talent you want to bring through to be able to compete against a Marties, a UCT, the student type of environments. And obviously, the bigger clubs, Falls Bay, Hamiltons, those guys who have got big pockets. What is your plan to obviously compete to get into that top 6 next year?
Yeah, look, listen, I'm honest in saying for me this year, and especially for the club, we've decided beforehand, this year we just want to get back on our feet again, giving the guys exposure. So we've got a very, very young team. Again, on Saturday, it showed that, it's going to take time for these youngsters to obviously gain experience. And then we will build the structures at the club. And that exposure will obviously help them to be better next year. So we're actually looking forward to next year. If we can, get a couple of extra players in, and especially in tight 5, then I can't see, a reason for us competing for top 6 position next year.
Yeah, definitely, coach. In the Super League, you mentioned the tight 5 now. Very important to have a solid scrum, to have good set plays. But coach, as we're seeing now, it's Monday night. We are on Coach's Corner. What is your structure normally for a week? On Mondays, what do you do on a Tuesday? And then how does your week look here at Tygerberg in terms of the coaching?
Yeah, look, I'm trying to periodize my week. So on a Monday, we'll start with basically, say, your team selection, and then we will outline our game plan for the week. And then on a Tuesday, we'll bring in a bit of contact once the clarity has been done on a Monday. So Monday's a big clarity evening. So the big focus,
sessions,
it's clarity and the recoup. And obviously, we will also do our analysis on a video session analysis on a Monday evening. Tuesdays is a fast contact evening, and then we will top it up on a Thursday with high intensity game simulations for the Saturday. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome, coach. Last thing from me, sorry, CV. Coach, I just want to know, obviously I just saw Coach Bronson here now as well. There's a few coaches here. How do you keep the harmony in the coaching? How do you keep the harmony in the coaching team? Yeah, and obviously that's very important because you want everybody working towards the goal that you have, coach.
Yeah, we have regular meetings, coaches meetings, where we try and be on the same page. So there's a philosophy that was sold to them. The coaches bought in. They had to buy in themselves, obviously, firstly. So, yeah, and then we meet on a regular basis trying to touch base and know that we're on the same page, that we want the same thing, and even when it comes to the coaching as well. Greatly privileged and thankful for the caliber of coaches like your Bronson Way, who's an international coach. And yeah, so we're grateful for those type of coaches and the value that they add to our club. Yes.
Awesome, coach.
Coach Chris, you've had some big games. I had the privilege of commentating at Unimill, and a lot of things stood out for me, but in particular, that sort of no-nonsense, in-your-face type of rugby that Tygerberg is well known for. That stood out for me because it's something that I felt from a neutral's perspective has been lacking, and it's something that actually helped you guys get over the line. You were in their faces all the time. There was a rush defense that I've never seen before. They just couldn't get up. Is defense a big part of that foundation that you lay in terms of setting up a good defense, and from there we can counter attack?
Yeah, most definitely. Look, in my time that I've coached professional, so I've been 6 years with Western Province Rugby from 2014 until 2019, and I was basically head of defense of under 19s, later coach under 20, under 21s, and Super Sport Challenge. So it is from that background as a defense coach, I always tell the guys, and I'm a firm believer of the fact that defense win you actually cups. You know, beautiful, entertaining rugby, win fans over, but it is defense that win you cups. So that was a massive game for us. We were under no illusions as to what the task was that awaited us. So we have, on a weekly basis, we've got a team that we are driving relentlessly. And so our team for that particular week was David versus Goliath. And the guys bought in, and they knew that they had to front up, man up, and that's exactly what they have done. I was super proud of the players after that match, yes.
Yeah, I was proud as well because I've got friends playing in your first team. They did a fantastic job. You're doing a fantastic job here at Tygerberg. And we want to say thank you for joining us tonight, taking time out. Busy schedule, as you said, so the prep for UCT has already begun right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you nothing but the best. Saturday, right here at Florida Park, the House of Pain, that's where it's at. It is a big one for both sides, and I can guarantee you, this stadium right here and right around the field, it's going to be absolutely packed. It was Coach's Corner with myself and Lucian, of course, Coach Chris, and we'll be back right after this. Coach's Corner with Coach Chris October, head coach of Tygerberg Rugby Club. They're doing a lot of great work here. It seems to show in the results because of where they are in the table, just missing out as well, alongside Village in their top 6. Spoke earlier to Norman, one of the club representatives, and we were just saying that if the varsity teams didn't play or weren't allowed to play in the top 6, I mean, they could have been in there.
Yeah, the varsities, obviously the open clubs are two different things.
Yeah.
And I think Tygerberg have been really good this year, CV. Obviously, considering with the varsity sides in there, but they've managed to beat some of the top teams. Didn't they beat Unimil?
Yeah.
They came close to beating Marty's. This weekend they're playing UCT. Keen to look out for that one. So they've been really good. They've won 7 matches and they've lost 6 matches. So there might just be a little bit of turnaround. If you can get to that winning 9 or 10 matches, then you give yourself a chance of a top 6. And I think that is a realistic goal for clubs such as Tygerberg.
Yeah, especially for next season. We've got a couple of fixtures that we know of. Marty's, Durbell. What do you think?
Durbell.
You're calling it Durbell?
I see Durbell finishing second.
Second, yeah. I don't think finishing top. Tygerberg UCT. Come on,
UCT.
come on.
UCT.
He's going UCT. I'm going Tygerberg. I'm going with the home side all the way. They've done it before. They've really stepped up their game in terms of their play and also their mind shift.
Yeah.
The mindset is always important at club rugby. So that's our calls for the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it from us for tonight. We don't have anything concrete for you guys to share in terms of what we're doing this week, but what you can do is go to our socials, and that's at Club Rugby Live on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and go and hit that like and subscribe button. There was 8,000 of you guys watching Rangers Robertson versus Villa this weekend. All you need to do is click on that subscribe button, hit that bell in the corner there, and you'll get notified as to what happens at Club Rugby Live and which games we are going to be streaming as well. Also want to say thank you to Porterville and Paquet Pergai. We did their game as well, and I'm sure Mike will probably snip a little bit of highlights in there somewhere as well. So thank you to the schools for having us. We can't wait to come back for the next one.
Oorgekyk oor die doellyn en die 3 toegeken. Mouton weer eens die man. Aansluiting was gevind, maar die stootkrag van Porterville wat deurgekom het. Aansluiting gevind, kry die hand geweg en is uitstekend vir Sagie. Weggevaar deur Brendan September. En niemand kan vir September keer nie. Wat 'n opportunistiese Nou sit die teenstootpoging, kom hy uit van Rooi wat vlak lê en ingesny deur die binnensenter. Uitstekend, die aansluiting! Wat dit weer, Lidoa boys!
Just a quick one before we say goodbye. We have got a sponsorship announcement.
Yeah, of course, we want to thank our collaborative partner, FFG Sports, and then our new sponsor that has come on board, Standard Bank. We want to thank you, each and everybody who was involved in the process of getting it done. Obviously, we need financial backing, we need resources to be able to give you the best quality rugby matches each and every single weekend. I mean, this is not free RCV, we have to count the cost here and there. So we want to thank Standard Bank for your involvement. We look forward to building this brand, and we look forward just to giving you the best quality rugby each and every single weekend RCV.
Yeah, and that also means for you guys at home that the clubs and especially the players now are going to be rewarded because we've got our Standard Bank Man of the Match, which is adjudicated by us, the commentary team, as they do in the UK. And we'll announce those Standard Bank Man of the Matches just a couple of minutes before the end of the game, just to give you some time to prep the champagne.
You know, RCV, what is also great about YouTube is that you, the viewer, can comment there as well and say, who's your man of the match? You know, this is the new type of TV that we have with YouTube. Of course, you have it literally on your handphone. You can watch the match right there where you are, and you can comment right there where you are. So interesting times ahead, and we're looking really forward to just continue building this and making great fruits and doing good rugby, RCV.
Yeah, definitely. We are at that point where we need to say goodbye. But if you want us to come to your club and come and do a talk show there, or you want to come, or you want us to come and stream the games, all you got to do is send us an email at clubrugbylive@gmail.com. That's clubrugbylive@gmail.com, and we will get back to you. Luce, it's been an absolute fantastic night. Florida Park, it's been amazing. Thanks, man. Once again, episode 9. It's done and dusted, bro.
Done and dusted. RCV, thank you for you. Thank you for being such an amazing host. Thank you, Mike, Rhino Productions. Always great. Mike, thank you, Pierre. Everybody at Club Rugby Live and everybody at FFG Sports.
Yeah, Noel, Edward, Ashley, you guys are doing fantastic stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you to each and every single person. And then, RCV, we have to thank God who's making all of this possible. At the end of the day, it's only by grace that we are doing this, and we would hope to be able to glorify Him. Just give Him glory by what we are doing here. Obviously, we need His protection here on the rugby field, on and off the pitch. So God, thank you. We love you. God bless.
Yeah, man. From my side, firstly, before I say goodbye, we need to get Mike in front of the camera. Mike has got the most amazing sense of style. He looks like the real McCoy, I'm telling you.
One day, we're going to get him behind it. We're going to get him on the camera.
We need to get Mike here. We love him. We love all of you guys at home. Don't forget, keep on hitting that like and subscribe button and share every single thing we do here with your world. For myself, RCV, and my man LC, it's bye-bye for now.